My name is Dan Chavas. I'm an associate professor of atmospheric science in the Department of Earth, Atmosphere, and Planetary Sciences at Purdue University. Yes, this year we've had a worse storm season than normal. Right now we've had close to record numbers of tornadoes and wind reports relative to the last 15 years and even going back farther. It's been a very active weather pattern over the central and eastern United States that's brought several storm systems through. We had the largest tornado outbreak on record in the month of March that's stretched from the south, from Alabama and Mississippi up through up into Illinois and Indiana. And then we had another big tornado outbreak in a similar region centered over Kentucky that was followed by widespread flooding due to multiple days in a row of rainfall. So why has it been so active? We don't know for sure, but a couple of factors are at play. One is that we're in a weak La Niña state, which has colder than normal sea surface or ocean temperatures in the Pacific, which affects the jet stream and can promote a wavy jet stream and more active weather patterns over the central and eastern U.S. And then a second factor is that the water in the Gulf of Mexico was warmer than normal by a few degrees, especially in March and early April, and so that can help promote a lot of warm, moist air that can feed into these storms and especially produce a lot of rainfall. Changing temperatures affect storms most prominently in terms of rainfall. So at warmer temperatures, there's more water vapor in the air, and thunderstorms tend to just dump out the water vapor that's in the air as rain. So when there's more water in the air to dump out, then you tend to get more rain. So we are seeing, and we expect to continue to see, that when it rains, we typically say when it rains, it pours. In this case, it's really when it pours, it's going to pour even harder. And so that's the most direct link between warming temperatures and storms is through rainfall. In terms of severe thunderstorms, that link is more difficult. We don't have a deeper understanding of how severe thunderstorms and tornadoes respond to warming in general, and there's a lot of steps between warming at global warming and or warming at global scales and small scale thunderstorms. So, and overall, the data doesn't show dramatic changes in severe thunderstorms or tornadoes that we could attribute to warming temperatures. The only change that we have seen, which we aren't sure if it's due to warming temperatures, is the shift to more tornadoes in the southeast US, especially in the wintertime. Even though it feels like weather is getting harder to predict, and there are things that are changing, in general, our ability to predict the weather has gotten dramatically better over the last few years and few decades. So our weather forecast models have gotten much better, and we've gotten better at understanding how severe thunderstorms and tornadoes work, and therefore are better at understanding when there's a potential for severe thunderstorms or tornadoes to occur. So these days, something like our forecasts for 2 days from into the future are actually now as good as our forecasts just 1 day into the future that we used to make a couple of decades ago. So that's really amazing. That's attributed to advances in science and the work of scientists like at NOAA who make these forecasts and improve the models. So still at short time scale, so we still don't know when you have a thunderstorm. We don't know exactly where thunderstorms will form. We don't know which thunderstorms will become severe thunderstorms. You don't know which thunderstorms will make tornadoes. And that is still something that's very difficult, that is still very hard to predict. And absolutely there are times where a tornado can form and we won't actually know it's there until it's on the ground. And so warnings can still come with almost no lead time. That's getting better, but that still happens routinely. So in that sense, it's I would still say we're getting better at predicting things, but there's certainly room for improvement and lots of ways in which, lots of scenarios where it's difficult to predict.